Globalization stands as America's greatest strategic triumph and gift to the world, yet it now presents profound challenges that spark fear among Americans. Modern globalization emerged from World War II's ashes as America's deliberate solution to prevent future devastating conflicts. After World War II, America created a new system that integrated European and Asian powers into the free world, choosing mutual dependence over mutual destruction. America's integration model surpassed the failing colonial system by offering equal standing and mutual improvement through radical interdependency. By the early 1980s, just a quarter of the world's population in advanced capitalist economies generated two-thirds of all global economic activity. When Deng Xiaoping marketized China's economy, the Soviet threat faded, and the truly global economy was born. U.S.-style globalization offers a Faustian bargain. Harmonize your nation's rules with the world's, and in doing so, sacrifice control for connectivity. This connectivity, governed by harmonized rules, powers the production chains that drive the global economy. Individual happiness increasingly depends on governments effectively balancing control and connectivity while maintaining both national and consumer confidence. Rising incomes trigger democratic impulses, improve living standards, and create pressures that affect regime stability. The alternative approach, economic nationalism, applies fundamentally different thinking to global economic dynamics. Economic nationalism disastrously applies zero-sum thinking to globalization's non-zero-sum dynamics, treating growth as winner-take-all competition. Just as California didn't grow wealthy at New York's expense, economic growth in one region doesn't require another's poverty. How the rest of the world leaves poverty behind will determine our children's living standards, shaped by both expanding consumption and climate change. Despite being our creation, globalization now shapes our nation more than we shape it in return. Americans sense a reversal of fortune, feeling relatively poorer than past generations, while the rest of the world clearly got richer. America's golden age, lasting from World War II through the 1960s, represented a unique period of economic dominance. Early Cold War dominance gave America weak production competition, a large consumer pool, and control over a divided global economy. That golden age created expectations that entire generations could achieve middle-class lifestyles with just high school diplomas and manufacturing jobs. Yet sustaining that dominance contradicted Washington's just support for decolonialization and other nations' economic development. Championing democracy means championing economic freedom, which necessarily brings competitive pressures we cannot avoid. We either stay true to our principles or we can no longer claim them. At the height of its power, America methodically extended economic opportunity worldwide through the rules and institutions that created the liberal trade order. That liberal international trade order mirrored how America knitted together the United States into a powerful economic union. Modern globalization stands as the single greatest achievement of any nation in human history. Yet many Americans now view globalization as an existential threat rather than a source of pride, fearing it so deeply they consider abandoning democracy. This moment echoes a sobering historical parallel from Germany's Weimar Republic. Modern political science began by asking why Germany's sophisticated Weimar Republic failed in the 1920s, fueling Nazi fascism and World War II. Hitler's false narrative about a global Jewish conspiracy mirrors today's theories about globalists destroying America, showing how similar fear-mongering recurs across history. The question of why Weimar failed in the 1920s connects directly to the potential question of why American democracy might fail in the 2020s. To avoid political collapse, America must relearn how to thrive within the globalized system it created. Thriving requires accounting for globalization's complexity, restructuring capitalism, and addressing both old challenges like inequality and new ones like climate change. After shocks like 9/11 and the 2008 financial meltdown, world leaders updated outdated institutions, expanding the G7 into the G20. The Great Recession caused the world's middle class to fear for their existence, draining optimism and triggering waves of angry change elections. Their keen suspicion of being hollowed while the rich became grotesquely wealthier drained our collective optimism. These angry conditions attract primarily demagogues whose narcissism and fear-mongering fuel their self-image as celebrity saviors. America now endures its worst political leadership since the Gilded Age and Roaring Twenties. Both those eras saw technological and economic advances arrive faster than security and political adaptations, creating widespread feelings of lost control. In both periods, talent fled to the private sector, while public service was disparaged, eventually triggering progressive reforms that regraded economic landscapes and replenished social optimism. Each national correction was led by a Roosevelt from the same family, first Theodore, then Franklin, who recast public service as noble. Today's challenges demand a new political science built on modern tools and methods. This new political science must decode globalization by leveraging interdisciplinary knowledge, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. We need to apply to socioeconomic issues the same big data efforts that scientists now use for medical and environmental challenges. We have the technology, we just need to stop vilifying science and scientists. How does today's America surmount the wickedly complex problems triggered by globalization's success? These challenges aren't insurmountable. Considering how far humanity has advanced, they're our best problems yet. Like Frankenstein watching his creation walk into an uncertain future, America now observes the powerful system it built moving beyond its control.